Hey everybody, this is a quick overview of snooker, just to let you know what the rules of snooker are, just from a very high level. Snooker is a game that's played in USDAA. It's a two-part game, has an opening and a closing, imaginably enough. In the opening, what you're going to do is you're going to do what is called a red jump, which we actually make red jumps. Okay, that helps in the walkthroughs to determine what's what. So we do a red jump and then an obstacle, a red jump, an obstacle, red jump, and an obstacle. Okay, so all these points out here, all these obstacles have a value to them. All the red jumps are 1. Then you start having to look around for numbers. The tunnel over here is a 2. And when it's in the middle like that, that means it's bi-directional, okay? There's a 3 out here. This is just today's course. Of course, it changes. A 4, a 5. Then you can have combinations as well. For instance, over here, the 2 yellow jumps are a combination. 6A, and you see the 6B over here. If you see a 6B, you got to look for a 6A too. So, like you'll see a 7B over there. 7A is this tunnel over here. So you can have all of those. So you're looking really for 2 through 7 and understanding that the ones are all the red jumps. Sometimes they use color names to describe these things, but for the most part, what I see are numbers. So I wouldn't worry too much about the colors. In order to qualify in this game, it takes 37 points. Once you earn a point in snooker, you never lose it, okay? So keep in mind, this game is based on the British billiards game called, imaginably enough, again, snooker, okay? And there you make a red ball, then you make a point ball, a red ball, and a point ball. Once you don't have any more red balls, then you go to the closing. So we'll get to that in a minute. So the first thing you have to do, though, is you have to do a red jump, obstacle, red jump, obstacle, until there's no more red jumps. I equate this to like, somebody once described this to me as an ATM machine, and then I've embellished on it. So you're going to go to an ATM machine. That's one of the red jumps. Now you're going to go shopping. You're going to go to store 2, store number 3, store number 4, 5, 6, or 7. Not any 2, so you can't go inside a store that you're not going to go shopping at. So if you're going to go to store number 4, you can't take store number 3 to get there. So you can only go to store number 4. If you start at store number 3, you need to stop at store number 3. You can't go to store number 4 until you do another red. So red, obstacle. So ATM machine, go shopping. Now that ATM machine is out of money. So now you have to go find a different ATM machine. Go to a different ATM machine, then you can come back and go shopping again. Now they restock the stores at night, so you still have the ability to go to any one of those stores 2 through 7. Now that ATM machine is out of money, go to a different ATM machine. And you keep doing this until there's no more reds. So it's a red jump, any point value, a different red jump, any point value, a different red jump again that you have not done, another point value, a 4th red jump, any point value. Okay, once you've done that last point in your opening, that's what starts your closing. It starts immediately. There's no whistles, there's nothing like that. You start immediately. You go to the 2. In this case, it can be either end of the 2. So it's up to you how you do the flow on the opening. Do it any way you want to. Keep in mind that you have to be successful on the red to attempt a point obstacle. So if you knock down the first red, you have to go find another red without going to a store. Go to another ATM machine because your card didn't work, you didn't get any money out. Go to a different ATM machine. If you knock down a point obstacle, i.e. say you're coming over here and you're trying to do the 3 for points, which is just a single bar jump, and you knock it down. You just go to another red. If you knock down one of the 6s, say you're doing 6A, 6B in your opening and you knock down 6A, you still have to do 6B, but then go to another red. What happens if that happens on your last red? then you go straight to your closing. You just don't do a point obstacle. Okay, so that's a lot of notes in here, a lot to happen all at once. The idea here is that you use your dog's speed and your dog's strengths to get as far as you can. Keep in mind you can only attempt a red jump one time. No more reds to attempt. Go to your closing. If you knock down a bar, remember that's a 0. Okay, so where I'm talking about, if you knock down 6A and you still have to do 6B, that's in the rules, you have to do 6B, you're going to get 0 points for it, but then you can either do another red or go to the closing. Once you're done with the opening, then it's simple. It goes just doing the closing. I mean, the sequence may not be simple, but the idea is simple. You just run the closing at that point. Remember, combinations will probably be in order in the closing, but they may not be in the opening. So you have to listen to the briefing or read the course map to know what the rules are. Anytime you break a rule, quote unquote rule, for instance, if you knock down a red and go to a point obstacle, you're going to hear a whistle. That ends your point accumulation period. You go to the finish line. Okay, so where that's really important is like if you're all the way through the 6 and the whistle blows either for time or because maybe you fault the 6, you want to head to the finish line. You don't want to do the 7 because it'll take too long to do the 7. And snooker, points rules. So if I have 47 and you have 48, you win. Doesn't matter what the time is. The only time is used is for a tiebreaker. Once a whistle blows, you can't earn any more points. So if you hear a whistle, you want to run to the finish line. If you're tied, then the time will matter. Whoever is the fastest time for that tie will win. Somebody with more points will beat them, but maybe somebody has a 51. So a 51 would beat a 48, but 2 48s, the fastest 48 would get second place in that case. Slower 48 would get third, then a 47 would be fourth. Hope that all makes sense. That's a brief overview of what snooker is like. Think of it as that ATM machine. Go get some money, go shopping, go get more money somewhere else, go shopping until there's no more ATMs left, then do your close. Enjoy this game. It's very strategic and it takes a lot of planning, and when you understand the rules, you'll know exactly what to do when you knock down a bar or something goes wrong. Have fun, guys.